Starting May 7th, 2025, millions of Americans could be turned away at the airport, not for a missed flight, but for the wrong ID. If you don't have a real ID, you may not fly at all. Here are the 8 rules you need to know to travel with confidence before it's too late. Starting May 7th, 2025, a major change is coming to how Americans travel. If you don't have a real ID or an acceptable alternative, you may not be allowed to board a domestic flight. That's right, even if you're not leaving the country. In this video, we're breaking down the 8 essential Real ID rules you need to know. We'll explain what it is, who needs it, and how to get one, so you can avoid travel headaches, stay ahead of the deadline, and fly with confidence. Let's start with rule number 1. You must have a real ID to fly domestically. If you're still using a standard driver's license, it won't get you through TSA after May 7th, 2025. The Transportation Security Administration will require all travelers 18 and older to show a real ID or a federally approved alternative. A real ID looks similar to your current license, but with one big difference: a star or specific marking in the top corner. If your ID doesn't have that symbol, it's not compliant, so check your license now. If it's not a real ID, it's time to schedule an appointment with your DMV. Rule number 2. Real ID is not required for driving or voting. That's right, you can still legally drive, vote in elections, and access government services like Social Security or the post office without a real ID. The law only affects air travel and access to certain secure federal buildings. It's not about replacing your rights. It's about increasing security at places where identity verification really matters. Now, let's talk about applying. Rule number 3. You must bring original documents to the DMV. And yes, that means in person. No photocopies, no digital scans. You'll need one proof of identity, such as a US passport or a birth certificate. You'll also need one document showing your Social Security number, like a Social Security card, a W-2 form, or a recent pay stub. And finally, bring 2 documents proving your current address, like utility bills, a lease, or a mortgage statement. Requirements can vary slightly by state, so check your DMV's website before you go. Rule number 4. Real ID is optional if you already have a valid alternative. For example, if you always travel with a US passport, a passport card, or a DHS Trusted Traveler ID like Global Entry, you don't necessarily need a real ID. Those documents are accepted at airport security checkpoints and will continue to be. So if you fly often with your passport already, this change may not affect you much at all. Rule number 5. Minors don't need a real ID to fly, at least not if they're flying with a compliant adult. Children under 18 can still board flights without showing identification, as long as they're accompanied by someone who has a real ID or approved alternative. However, some airlines may still request age verification, so it's smart to bring a copy of the child's birth certificate or a school ID, just in case. On to rule number 6. Military and federal IDs are already Real ID compliant. If you have a US military ID, a federal employee badge, or a DHS-issued card like a Global Entry or Nexus card, you're good to go. These IDs meet federal security standards and will be accepted at TSA checkpoints without any issues. Rule number 7. A real ID does not replace your passport. This is really important. A real ID will let you fly within the United States and enter certain secure government facilities, but it will not allow you to travel internationally. For any trips abroad, even to Canada or Mexico, you'll still need a valid US passport. Finally, rule number 8. Apply early. Seriously, don't wait. As the May 2025 deadline approaches, DMV offices across the country will be overwhelmed with last-minute applications. Expect long wait times and limited appointments. Some states are offering online document pre-check systems to speed things up, so take advantage of those tools. The earlier you apply, the easier the process will be. Let's quickly recap. Starting May 7th, 2025, you'll need a real ID or accepted alternative to board domestic flights. You don't need it to drive, vote, or access basic services. You'll need original documents to apply, and kids under 18 are exempt if they fly with a compliant adult. Military and federal IDs are already acceptable, and a real ID doesn't replace your passport for international travel. Most importantly, don't wait. Apply early and avoid the rush. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more smart travel updates, and share this with someone who's planning a trip. Travel smart, stay ready, and we'll see you in the next video.